Every champion feels like they have that one moment in the season. Maybe they can actually do it this season.
Can I interest anybody in Oklahoma plus 230 to make the playoff?
Notre Dame to me is a freight train right now, a team I'm not looking to get in front of.
Oh, wait.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Hello. Oh, Florida's in trouble? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know. We've watched.
They did not profile like a 10-win team. They profiled like 7-win type teams.
I can't wait to let 18 to 22-year-olds emotionally ruin me.
I made a call, to Vegas. I said, look, we actually need the favorite here.
Our Best Podcast is back 3 weeks ago in the regular season, then Conference Championship Saturday. Geoff Schwartz, Sammy P. Will Hill will join us in a little bit. However, obviously, biggest story of the week, second release of the college football playoff rankings. Jersey Jeff, no jersey today, but what's your
No jersey
takeaway?
today. It might be back next week for the big Oregon USC game. I mean, I think my takeaway is, if the teams at the top just win out, like we know what the teams are going to be, right? The question is, who are the ACC and what's happening with the ACC? A couple teams feel, Sammy, a little bit too high. Like I know Bear will talk about Utah in a second. Like they feel kind of high. Did BYU drop enough, in my opinion? And then again, like Miami, man, there's a couple teams sort of hanging out in the periphery that we might have lost contact with that have a real opportunity to win out and make the postseason.
I know a lot of this stuff is going to change, and I'm not going to sit here and get crazy and throw daggers at the committee because none of this stuff really matters. But if this were the bracket, Bear, the 1 seed is unbelievably tough.
Thoughts and prayers to the 1 seed.
You play the winner of Notre Dame, Oregon. If you win that game, you play the winner of Alabama, Georgia. If you win that game, you go to the championship. Whoever comes out of that one again looks like it's no fun.
I feel so bad for Ohio State.
I'd like Ohio State's chances there. I kind of disagree with you there. I think that
it'd be the hardest path. Doesn't mean they're going to lose.
I didn't say they wouldn't make it. It's just that's unbelievable. That's much tougher than Indiana's path.
You think so?
Ole Miss, Texas, and then Tech and A&M. Yeah.
I don't know. I might disagree with you there on that.
So is Ohio State your quote favorite then?
Oh, I think Ohio State is the clear favorite. I think as well. You mentioned about Utah earlier. That was my biggest takeaway from all of this. Like, and Sammy, you mentioned before we get that about how not overreacting. Like that's why a lot of people are reacting like, why is Texas ranked? Well, if Texas beats Georgia or Texas A&M, they're going to be there anyway. So if they lose, they're going to fall behind. So that's the type of thing I'm not going to get worked up about. But I don't get the whole Utah deal at all. Your best win is against Arizona State, who is 37th in the Sagarin computer. They beat them with Jeff Sims, quarterback. Your best win after that is Cincinnati, who's 38th in the Sagarin computer, CFP 25. Like, it's almost like the committee's kind of rewarded them for like good losses as opposed to actually beating anybody, because they lost to Texas Tech on their home field in a game that Bear Morton got hurt and Hammond had to come in and play. You blew a lead against BYU, but like how Utah is ranked where they are is like the most like puzzling ranking of all this to me.
But it also, because they're ranked so high and they lost to BYU, that means BYU can't drop below them, even though I think we all agree BYU is not the 12th best team in the country. Like, right. And so because Utah's high, I think we all agree, like Vandy should be ahead of Utah. Yes. Yep. Miami should be ahead of Utah. Georgia Tech is kind of where I like draw the line. So they'll put Utah about 15th. Yeah, but they should be behind. They should be behind Miami, or they'll put them put BYU. I think we all agree BYU should be around where USC and Michigan are at, and Virginia is at. Right, that's sort of where BYU is at. They were uncompetitive in that game last week, and so Utah being so high does kind of make everyone else, have to basically be depressed down here. So I'm kind of curious how that plays itself out. But to answer your question, I think it's Ohio State right now, a clear and deserving favorite, even with that path. Oh, okay. Every champion feels like they have that one moment in a season where it's like, that was the moment. Was that Indiana's moment on Saturday that broke Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt? Incredible catch, by the way. Unbelievable job. Unbelievable catch. It was all great. But that to me is one of those moments where I look at them like, maybe they can actually do it this season. No?
I don't know.
They keep making those plays in these games that teams that win championships tend to have when you have
Agreed.
that video montage at the end of the season. They're going to have a lot of these plays that we've seen other teams have.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'm not betting Indiana to win the title.
I'm not saying I'm just throwing it out.
That's
there.
what it comes down to. This is bear bets. We're making bets. I'm not
down
betting
there.
Indiana to win the national championship. It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not either. I will say again, and again, the number was better earlier in the week. It was up over 600. It was like plus 640 or so. I bet Miami plus 490 to make the playoff. I think that
Bear?
why?
You're gonna break your heart.
Why?
Bear.
Because
Again,
the number is what it is. I feel better about them making the playoff than I do them actually winning out to have the opportunity to make the playoff. If you understand that, but if they do win the 3 games, I think the Notre Dame thing is going to correct itself. The Utah thing is going to correct itself. And if they win the 2 games, if they beat NC State this week and they beat Virginia Tech coming up, you're going to be 9-2 going to Pitt, and you can maybe play a little bit off of that, take a little Pitt money line, take a little Pitt plus the points to get off that. But if you're looking for a bet there, I think that Miami price was a little inflated, as is the Oklahoma price to make the playoff.
When we come back, Will Hill will join us. We'll talk some Week 12 college football. Let's get to our Week 12 college football slate. Let's bring in old pal of ours, Will Hill. Will, welcome back to the program. Start with the big one, the SEC, Texas at Georgia. What do you like in this game?
Yeah, look, I think 7 is the right number. Anything less, I'm looking to lay it. Anything more, I'm looking to take it. Right now, it's 6.5, so I guess I have to lay it. And I just think it comes down to Kirby Smart versus Arch Manning, and this is really going to be Kirby Smart versus Arch Manning, because if you look at Texas, I just don't think they can run the ball and run the ball effectively. That Texas defense is good, and anytime you got a defense and you're getting points, that's a good formula, Bear. But I just think in that building, with the coaching advantage with Kirby Smart against the young quarterback, I think Georgia has enough to make enough plays to win this game by a touchdown.
Yeah, you mentioned that Texas running game, but the one thing I would tread lightly on here is after the idle week there, their running backs are now healthier than they've been all since the start of the year, even maybe before that. They've looked great in practice from what I hear. They're healthy now at the safety position. This is a Texas team as we've seen all year. And I still think there's a little bit of residual hangover from last year in that SEC championship game where Texas kind of missed a couple of field goals. Texas feels like they let Georgia get away, and obviously they lost to them in Austin as well. We talked about the look-ahead line last week, Sammy. You grabbed Texas at that number. It is interesting, though. Kirby Smart hasn't lost to a top 10 team in Athens, 8-0, covering all but 1 game. And outside of the upset win in Alabama a couple of years ago, Texas has not pulled any of the outright upsets. So I still think Texas plus the points here is to play, Sammy.
Off of our bet last week on Texas to make the playoffs. So maybe our bread has been buttered with Longhorn Orange. You never really get the Horns in this role either as a near touchdown dog. I mean, look at the games this year. This is the biggest number they've ever gotten this season. And there's something to be said about Sark as a big favorite. I run for the hills, Bear. Yep. When he's laying 6.5, 7. When he's catching 6.5, though, that's enticing. I really think Texas is live in this game.
Something has to give with the Georgia defense, Texas offense, right? The Georgia defense is 99th in the country in pressure rate. They don't hit the quarterback. Texas offensive line and pressure, they're not good, right? Georgia doesn't have tackles for loss. Texas gets stuffed a lot on the offensive line. Georgia's defense is 84th on third down. Texas offense doesn't really convert third downs at a high level. And then in the red zone, Georgia's defense allows a ton of touchdowns, and Texas continues to have problems scoring touchdowns. So something has to give in this game, and I don't know what side it's going to be. I'll say this. I think Arch has gotten more confident. He's shown the ability offensively to get things going a little faster. Can Georgia tackle in this game? We know that Texas will like to throw the ball short and run afterwards. So there's little variables here and there. If Texas can sort of create some of these long runs, easy completions, and Georgia's defense has been poor early in games all season. Now, in the fourth quarter, when things get tight, that's when Georgia has played a lot better, Bear. So I don't know if what's going to give in this game. I do trust that Georgia can finish the game and win, right, but they're also not covering these games that they're finishing.
The one thing I'll say, Will, I'll bring it to you, is you look at Texas this year, and you beat Oklahoma in the Red River game when Mateer probably shouldn't have been out there. You beat Vanderbilt in Austin. You should beat Vanderbilt in Austin. 2 games before that against Kentucky, Mississippi State very easily could have been losses. Is there And maybe we're guilty of this, Sammy and myself and Geoff, like betting them to make the playoff and counting them maybe to get it at 3 losses. But maybe the pendulum swung a little bit too far in the love for Texas, Will.
Yeah, and a lot of that is punt returns too, where if you know what, just punt the ball out of bounds, they probably have a different record, but you could come back. The counter to the counter would be Georgia pulled the game out against Tennessee, got some favorable calls against Auburn and some other spots. So both these teams to play here and there could easily have different records.
Ed Salmons at the Westgate 2 guys told me Wise Guys came in. They bet 47 and 48 over. As we talk right now, they're betting some 49 over too. So sharp support in this game, betting on points.
Will mentioned special teams. Jeff Banks, special teams coach, one of the best special teams coaches in the country. We'll see if special teams, as they did in the SEC championship, has an impact on that game Saturday night in Athens.
All right, we're back. We have a couple more SEC matchups to go through here, Will. A big one in Alabama between Oklahoma and the Crimson Tide here. Any thoughts on this one?
I like Oklahoma getting the points here. The market has bet Oklahoma. I think it opened 7.5 in some spots. I could see why the money has come in on Oklahoma. You have a very good defense, and you're getting points. And if you want to just look at basic stats, points, yards, advanced stats, it really doesn't matter what stat you're looking at with this Oklahoma defense. They are top 5, top 10 in just about everything. And what is something that Alabama has struggled with for years? Running quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks, going back to Johnny Manziel during the Saban era. Oklahoma is going to provide that threat with Mateer here. So I think it's a very close game. It's a very interesting game. What Oklahoma did to Alabama last year, basically ending their season, ending their hopes to go to the playoff. Bama can return the favor here, but Bear, I just look at it with Bama. I know this has been an impressive stretch, an impressive run. I wonder if all of these tough physical battles eventually add up and catch up to them at some point. And if you just look at yardage, Tennessee, South Carolina, Missouri, all outgained Bama. Georgia got 1.5 yards play better than Bama. Bama's not quite as good as their record, even though, again, a really impressive record, really impressive stretch. I think Oklahoma keeps this game close. Let's call it like a field goal game, but I think Oklahoma's very live here, Bear.
Yeah. This is something that we've hit on a couple of times, is how can Alabama keep doing this? And Geoff, we had a conversation about this, and you brought up a great point about it feels a whole lot 2023 Washington with Kalen DeBoer in Seattle. And it's like, you look as a Power 4 head coach, DeBoer 16-4 in games decided by a touchdown or less, 17-2 against ranked teams. Like, it seems like whether it's a close game or a big game, Alabama's continually found ways to win.
And that was something that, as a known hater of Washington, Bear.
I'm glad you said Washington hater. I was going to have to jump in.
I would bring that up every week. I'm like, how can they keep getting away with this, right? You win by 2 at Oregon State. You win by 3 in this game. You win by 6 in that game. You win by 10 in that game. And they just found ways to do it. Now, obviously, that team was very loaded with pro talent. They didn't play teams like Oklahoma every week, though, right? I mean, that's a big difference between Alabama and the SEC and what Kalen DeBoer had to do in the Pac-12 at that time. But I think it goes back to coaching, Sammy. Like, Kalen DeBoer is an outstanding coach, and the team is prepared for all these situations. And you can make the argument that they're itching for a bad thing to happen in a close game, but there's a reason why they keep winning them. The concern I have on either side of this game is Bama's offensive line has not been up to what we thought they would be this season against Oklahoma's front, but also Oklahoma does not generate explosive plays. I talk about this very often. It's hard to win a game on the road if you cannot get explosive plays. It takes too many plays to score, and you give 10, 12 plays against a good team, you're going to have a penalty, you're going to have a fumble, you're going to have something dumb happens, and you cannot score a touchdown.
I think if you would have told somebody after week 1, when Alabama lost to Florida State, that the Tide would open as a 7-point favorite against Oklahoma, people's heads would have just exploded. I mean, there's a lesson. Don't overreact to a week 1 loss. They've gotten better, and I think it's because they have the best quarterback in the country. Now, is he going to win the Heisman? I don't think so, Bear. He's like plus 550 now, Ty Simpson. Selfishly, Will, I just want Simpson to throw like 8 touchdown passes in this game. I know it's not going to happen, but that's what I'll be rooting for.
You're not asking for much. 8. I mean, anyone could throw 8 touchdowns against Oklahoma. It's not asking for a lot.
We talked about this game, and it appears most of the desk likes Oklahoma plus the points here. If you think Oklahoma is live to win this game, can I interest anybody in Oklahoma plus 230 to make the playoff? If they win here, Tuscaloosa this week, you get it. Everyone thought the schedule was going to be just impossible at the end of the year. But then you got Missouri, who's down Bo Pabula and down the tight end, Northfield, the tight end as well. And you get whatever is left of LSU, both games in Norman. They win here, 10-2 is highly likely, and 10-2 Oklahoma is going to be in the playoffs. So they're plus 168, 185 around there on the money line to win this week, plus 230 to make the playoffs. So if you think they're going to win this week, isn't it just worth maybe playing playoff money line?
The big guy's pondering right now. Look at him.
I'm thinking of the scenario sort of over here. Like if Georgia wins this weekend, Texas is out, right? So that moves Oklahoma up a spot.
Right.
They probably would need an Oregon loss would be helpful for them, or a Tech loss or some Ole Miss loss. They need someone to lose in front of them, probably a Notre Dame loss. But it's not out of the realm of question, especially because of the rest of the league right now and the rest of the country, where you might get one ACC team in, one Big 12 team in. If Oregon takes an L, they're probably out. So Oklahoma's sitting right there as a playoff team. Speaking about the SEC guys, we have one more game this weekend that's important.
One team that's in the playoff already.
Ole Miss, they're already in.
I think they're
no matter what.
Already in.
Florida, who could be dead, at Ole Miss, the 2-touchdown spread here. We'll go to you first here. Anything you like in this one?
Yeah, just quickly on the Oklahoma thing. My concern would be they cover but don't win, and then you turn a winner into a loser if you just play the playoff route. So that would be my thought on that. In terms of this game, I mean, it seems like too many points, but I had the unfortunate experience, even though I had Kentucky last week, of watching Florida last week. And I mean,
sorry.
Look, that was just a team. If you watched that game last Saturday night, and I watched a lot of that more than I probably should have, it's hard to back that team right now. And it's just a question of like, how many points do you actually need to take Florida? The number's not 14. I'm not looking to lay it here, but Bear, just watching Florida last week, it's a hard team to back, even though 14 seems like an inflated number. I passed the game.
Oh wait.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Is that Lane? Is that the Lane right
the
there?
Lane taking the job
right there?
Lane calling what's happening.
Hello. Oh, Florida's in trouble? Oh yeah. Yeah, we know. We've watched a lot of Florida. That phone though, in all seriousness, Bear, you were part of this on Sunday.
Yep.
Was ringing off the hook about white flag opt-outs at Florida. The line went from 13.5 to 17, and now it's come back a little bit, which I don't like. But you can lay a 14 now at DraftKings. I'm going to lay more. I'm just telling you, Bear. I believe in my sources.
Yeah, no, same thing. We had an opportunity to bet 17 back. I didn't take any 17 back. Like I said, I trust your intel on DJ Lagway's been named the starter. And the other interesting thing here, too, with this game is all these rumors about Lane being the head coach of Florida. Like, if that's true and he is going to be the head coach of Florida, and I don't know if it is or it isn't, but isn't like this an opportunity to kind of really
light them up,
put one down, gave them their third loss last year, and then build them, but knock them down as low as they can go when you come in as a savior.
But even if none of that is like part of the game at all, right? We can acknowledge Florida is not good right now, and they've had 38 points to Kentucky last weekend. Right. Even if they're trying, they might not be good enough to cover this game. That's how bad it's going for Ole Miss right now. All right, big ACC-ish matchup because Notre Dame won't join a conference. It is the Irish at Pittsburgh here. According to Pittsburgh coach Pat Narduzzi, this game is not important, guys. I don't know if that matters for a handicap. He said, absolutely not. It's not an ACC game. Glad you brought that up. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 100 in that game. You can put up 100 on us as long as we win the next two. Again, our focus is Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can. Does that influence, Will, your opinion on the game when Pittsburgh's head coach says, whatever, man, ain't that important if we win or lose?
It does not. It is admittedly a very bizarre thing for any coach to say, but you and I, Jeff, are both Lakers fans. Phil Jackson used to do some of this, psychological stuff. I feel like it's more of a mind game than anything. Maybe try to relax his team, maybe try to lull Notre Dame to sleep. There are some reasons to like Pitt here. The run defense. Notre Dame has had some issues finishing drives in the red zone. I still can't get behind Pitt. I think Notre Dame rolls. I think Notre Dame look for style points. Notre Dame, to me, is a freight train right now, a team I'm not looking to get in front of, Bear. So I'm looking to lay it here with Notre Dame. I think they win by 17 or so.
How are the Lakers doing this year?
I feel like Phil Jackson's 11 championships are a little different than Pat Narduzzi's 0, but maybe my math is not great in there. Lakers are doing fine, I think, right?
I don't know. Will? How the Lakers doing?
We're doing fine.
Yeah, they're doing well. I don't want to turn this into an NBA podcast.
Yeah, it's my podcast. OKC, I can turn it into whatever the hell I want.
70+ wins for OKC at 4-1, and them to break the record at 20-1. I think are good bets. Lakers are good, but nobody's OKC.
Notre Dame might be OKC. That's one of the things out here that people are like. I've been the Notre Dame schedule pointing out their bad wins, and the USC is their best win, and where they should be ranked. And like people are, I think Notre Dame is good. I think they're really good, and I'm with you. I think they are going to put up an absolute number on Pitt this week. I think Pitt has public dog written all over them. I think Notre Dame has dominated in the last couple of years. I think Notre Dame goes to Pitt and absolutely blows them out.
I just think too, like Pitt cannot run the football and they're bad on third down and offense. Like those just feel like two things you can't have against Notre Dame, because if you give them more drives, they'll just sort of wear down. How many late touchdown runs have they had this season? Because Love just breaks free. His defense get tired, Sammy. So I lean Notre Dame here, but maybe the team total over is the way to go.
It's been almost 30 years, by the way, since they've lost a road game as a double-digit favorite. 47 straight wins away from home as a double-digit favorite. So like
that's incredible.
Expecting an outright upset. Marcus Freeman 7-0 in that role.
Not that anyone I think cares too much about what I'm about to say because it's very random.
I
but,
care.
Them playing this game at noon on Saturday, then playing an NFL game 24 hours later in the same stadium on the same grass is absolutely ludicrous.
Well, that's been a big deal. The Steelers players, opposing players that have come in there have made that like a major, like point out the field is just terrible. And
sometimes they try to lay down like grass like after the game. It seems that's even more ludicrous. Worse. But they're just worth noting. Like I don't know why they do it this way still in Pittsburgh. I love the grass, but playing these games back to back seems like not a great use of the stadium facility.
Nobody has been a bigger Notre Dame guy on this show than me, right?
Correct.
I've been all over this thing for weeks, and I am taking the points here. I took 12.5. The numbers to me are just too high. You don't even want to know what I make the game.
I do would like to know.
7.5.
Wow. Nerd.
I've got them 10 points better. I have gone full flip on Notre Dame here. I've been in YouTube and Instagram hell. People are still yelling at me from a video from 4 weeks ago about Notre Dame being good.
And continue to yell at us on Instagram.
Pointing at
please.
me.
Please yell at all of us with what we say on Instagram.
Do you
really
think this should be 12.5?
Well, it's been bet up, and I think you've seen a pattern. I think with a lot of these college football play, you see Miami got bet up, you see Ole Miss got bet up, you saw Notre Dame get bet up. All these teams, and like Utah, like all these teams that in college football playoff mode, like the whole knee jerk reaction. Oh, they need to win and make a statement. And maybe that does provide some value on the dog, Sammy.
I took the points, and I'm a Notre Dame guy this year. I don't know how that happened, and now I'm betting against. That's where I'm at in life.
I hope that people come in and wager in this next game, but only on USC. Iowa at USC this weekend, a pivotal Big Ten game. Both teams, Iowa's probably out of the playoff hunt. USC's sort of still in it, Will. This has been 7, 6.5. Kind of curious your thoughts here as we sit on this recording. It's 7 right now, total 48.5.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the sentiment for Iowa. Maybe they can just overpower USC, be physical up front, and control the game, control the clock. But USC thrives in these situations. These kind of Midwest Big Ten teams that travel to them, Lincoln Riley at home against these slow, plodding offenses, Michigan and Northwestern and Nebraska. I know Nebraska was on the road, but I just think USC has too much offense for them. So I'm looking to lay it here with USC. I think they thrive in these spots. Remember, USC is one of the few teams or one of the handful of teams that does take the ball. So USC in the first quarter, Iowa in the third quarter. I don't think the market is quite caught up to that. It's funny because Mississippi State takes the ball, but the market seems to have caught up to that. Georgia was a 9.5-point favorite, but the first quarter line was only +0.5. I feel like with USC, that market hasn't caught up. Maybe I'm blabbing about it now. That will hopefully not affect that. But to me, it's USC here. I think this is a good spot for them.
That's my thing. It's a basic, simple handicap, Geoff.
Yeah,
why is this game going to be any different from what the Michigan game was last month?
So, I like Iowa, but mostly it's because of their physicality. But the problem I have with, and again, I'm going to be in Iowa, is that if they get down 14-0, I mean, they have to win one certain way. It has to be at the line of scrimmage. And what their defense does is limit explosive plays. If you force USC, I think, to just sort of go slow on offense and not let their wide receivers take over, you keep this game close and you just, you limit possessions, right? You have 7 possessions against them because they just run the football. Like USC won't stop Iowa's offense, but then Iowa can't throw the ball. I can't believe I'm backing a team on the road that can't throw the ball. But I think that the physicality of Iowa, and they're not a team to me that has hangovers. You saw they lost to Iowa State. They came back and smashed some FCS team, and then they lost to Indiana and came back next week, won like 40-0. So they don't have hangovers, Sammy. But I am concerned about USC's athletes because, as Will mentioned, this is the spot that USC tends to dominate slower type teams. And lastly, I remember last year I was on Iowa when they went to UCLA and laid an absolute stinker in Los Angeles.
Friday
last
night
year.
game.
Yeah, absolute stinker.
Every quarterback they had got hurt. I was just hating myself.
Yeah.
Because
So like if you talk to their fans, they're worried about coming west. It is supposed to be rainy in Southern California on Saturday, oddly enough. So that favors Iowa a little bit, rain in the Coliseum.
Wise guys came in, bet under 49.5. We're down to 48 at multiple shops. Here's where I'm at on the game. I almost had to wear a corn cob suit today, right? If Iowa didn't cover, I was wearing a costume. As somebody who had Iowa last week, Bear, I'm like, all right, I'll take this. I'm leaving. Like, I'm good. I don't want any more Iowa. I'm good.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to sit here on Saturday watching this game, and I'll be like, of course USC won 31-13. And I'm going to feel like a dummy for doing this, but I do like Iowa in this game. Another Big Ten game that we need to talk about is a game you're going to be at, Bear, in Wrigley Field. It is Michigan at Northwestern. This number, 12.5 right now. It did hit Sammy for 14 for very briefly this week. Very briefly this week. It's 12.5 now. Total only 40.5. Will, we'll start with you first here. Any thoughts on this one?
It's not a great matchup for Northwestern because they can struggle to stop the run, and that's obviously Michigan's bread and butter, even with the running back injuries. But that being said, I just don't think Michigan is explosive enough on offense to be laying double digits. It's Northwestern or pass for me. I think it's too many points, so it'll probably be a small bet on me, small bet for me on the Wildcats here, Bear.
Michigan last dozen games is a double-digit favorite, 3-9 against the number. However, they have not been upset as a double-digit favorite in a long time. Every bit of me wants to take Northwestern. I think there was a 13 out there at Circa. I think most places are 12.5 right now. Every part of me wants to take that.
Yeah.
However, kind of like you just said, of course Iowa lost 31-13 at SC. Of course, I'm going to look back Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. It's 24-10 Michigan.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing to get there. I think Northwestern's the right. If I had to play the game, I'd play Northwestern. But it's just a hard thing to go to the window, knowing that you're going to struggle offensively and have to sit through that for 3 hours and just pray you can maybe get 2 touchdowns to have a chance at covering that big of a number.
Let's play another game.
Let's play a game.
Close your eyes.
They're closed.
What's the final score?
24-10 Michigan.
Yeah.
Under. That's it. Right? Under. 41.
The only way it goes over is a defensive score, which is the worst way to go over, or like a late Michigan run that puts them over the top, right? Like this game, both teams want to shorten the game. If you watch Northwestern play like that, they actually run the ball pretty well. Like they want to shorten the game up. They don't want to pass the football. Michigan's the same way. But I'll tell you what, Underwood's a trip, man. When you watch him play, and I watch him, Michigan's offense for the Joe Moore Award, they're a semifinalist, is the Michigan State offensive line. I mean, you can get good and bad in the same drive. If Underwood's good, they might go over. If he's bad, they might go under. So I'm sort of with you guys there. That leads us into
I'm excited. I'm excited to go to Wrigley, by the way.
Yeah. So where's your set at?
We're gonna be outside a bunch of different places.
Oh, you're gonna move around. You have to walk a little bit.
I'm told I'm gonna be at Murphy's in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be up in the rooftops at the end of the show. I'm gonna take a BP on Friday.
Are you going to take BP?
Yeah. It's good luck, by the way. If you're at Murphy's, you got to go to the Harry Carey statue right across the street and touch it for good luck.
I absolutely will.
Do you think these
Wait, you're taking BP? You're taking wood bat or aluminum bat?
I have whatever they hand me. I'm guessing it's going to be a wood bat. Like I could use the old Easton Black Magic, like 1997.
Get you a Sosa bat. Put some tennis balls in it.
Who's our social person there on site for this?
That'll be Alyssa.
Alyssa, okay.
Alyssa will be there.
Right. We need to ask her to get this. This has to be.
She'll be
videoed.
I have not swung a bat since I had my shoulder surgery. So this could
hurt
be
yourself.
very, 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 very ugly.
Just drop down and bunt.
Exactly. I need a fungo bat or something. Square. No one can bunt anymore, so I'm gonna go up there and square away.
I picture Bear like George Costanza in Seinfeld when he's going deep because he figures out all the the physics of it. I can see Bear going second deck there at Wrigley.
I had good right center field power when I was healthy, when I was actually good at sports.
Do you think this game, do you like this game being played at Wrigley?
Love it.
Yeah. It'd be probably, imagine, a large Michigan contingent.
Yeah, totally. I know multiple Michigan alums who are going to this game.
Is it one of those games, too, where they share the sideline or they have their own sidelines?
I believe they share it there.
So weird.
Remember the ones with Pac Bell, the San Francisco Bowl? Oh.
Well, they actually moved now to play that game, but they actually now they don't share sidelines. It's kind of odd, but sharing sidelines is a weird thing. It messes everything up, and it's an odd sight. All right, get to Super 6 now, presented by DraftKings. Bear, we'll have columns breaking it down later this week, but one of the questions will be which road team will win, Texas, Iowa, Oklahoma, or none?
One of them will win. I think Texas is the most likely to win, because I think Georgia is the most susceptible, vulnerable favorite.
The one thing about backing Iowa too is I don't see them winning this game. So that's the worst part about taking a dog. It's like you're going to take the 7, but then I can't ever see them winning the game.
And that was the thing last week with Iowa. People were like, Iowa has a slim path to victory. Like, the slim path is exactly what they did.
And we won anyway.
And they still lost.
Take that,
like
Iowa.
Everything went. Wow.
No, I'm laughing at Jeff. Jeff likes Iowa, but he's given us no reason to back them, right?
They have one of the best offensive lines in the country. That is a positive. Like they're going to go out and run the ball. But all the things I look at as far as like how a road team wins a game like this, not being able to pass the ball is a huge problem on mine. So I think Bear's right. I think it is Texas here. What do you got, Sammy?
I'm going to go Texas too. I just don't trust the Georgia defense.
Will, jinx us with someone else. Like, say another team for us, please.
I'm so tempted to say Oklahoma. I just can't get there. I'm going to say none. I'll say a chalk here.
There we go, none.
By the way, because you brought up the game from last week as well. So I'm sitting in Minneapolis during the layover, and I got there right as Iowa scored the ridiculous touchdown that they scored to take the lead. And then Oregon comes back, Moore makes the throw.
Yeah.
And there's like an Iowa fan here and an Oregon fan here, like separate high top tables. And as soon as Moore completed that pass, they go, that's it. We're in field goal range, game over. Oh, and the Oregon fans like, and the guy's like, they go, the Iowa fan is like, he's like, how you guys, your guy's kicker? And the Oregon fan's like, oh no, he's good. And I'm like trying to like say nothing and stay out of it. And I'm like, he's not really that good.
Was this in the lounge?
This is in the lounge. In the lounge. And the guy's like, no, he's made like a 46-yarder. I'm like, you're going to trust this guy in wind and rain with the game on the line at the last second with the 46-yarder?
I'm so shocked we made it.
And he's like, oh no, he's good. I'm like, nah.
Which camera's mine here? I need to give me a camera for a second here. All right, American Airlines.
I love directing the camera. Give me the single.
American Airlines. When you have a flagship lounge, we need more than 3 stalls, please. Okay, like this is a problem. Bear, as someone who travels like I do and like you do, we can't. I can't go to a lounge. This is very bougie. I understand it. And one of the reasons you have lounge access, in my mind, is to go peacefully. In the restroom,
comfortably,
that is air conditioned correctly, that is clean. We need more than a couple stalls, Bear, in some of these lounges.
Yeah, no, I'm
making a plea on this.
Every now and then, you get like the auxiliary lounge, the satellite lounge, all the way down at one end of the terminal. Like I think at Detroit, I think the Delta lounge is all the way at the far ends. I think they only have 2, but the main one.
But to have a flagship,
the main one is like line them up.
Like to have in Charlotte, there should be 25 stalls in that thing.
The other place that my old place of employment, we used to have fun with this as well, and we need to do a better job at my current place of employment with this is the office compound area. Like when we have an office in a building, we've had multiple times this year where the closest facility, 1 stall, 1.
Then you also know,
that's a big problem on Saturday morning.
I don't want it. You guys are so bougie. I'm on a train. I'm swinging back and forth trying to go to the bathroom. It's going all over the wall. You know, it's like trying to go to the bathroom on an Amtrak is the worst.
I feel like that would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
That'd be bad. Wrigley Field, by the way, I think still has the troughs.
Beautiful.
One of the only trough places.
Does Notre Dame Stadium still have them? I know. Well, the last time I was in South Bend for a game,
Neyland
has a beautiful.
Can I just say
one of my favorite stadiums?
We're already going this down direction.
It's beautiful though. Bring it.
At the Rose Bowl is like an 8-year-old. Walking up to the trough is quite intimidating when you're just trying to go to the bathroom.
They're still there too, by the way.
And Tunnel 17. There's a bathroom right there. You walk in, and there's just like 40 men at a trough, and you're 8 years old, stepping up to do your business. The Rose Bowl. We have this whole topic on the Rose Bowl being gone for UCLA home games, but the trough is quite an experience for those who missed. I'm sure people listening right now are used to the trough. If they're listening to this
absolutely,
they understand.
Without a doubt.
Okay. Moving along.
Who do you got? Virginia Duke. Let's
Virginia
go.
Duke.
Right,
I don't know if there's a trough at Duke Stadium.
Good segue.
Will, but Virginia Duke here. Game of the week. Battle of the Ravine. Is that what's called, Bear?
Well, no. Get Virginia Duke first.
Virginia Duke. Okay, go ahead.
We'll get to
I'm sorry. I'm reading that wrong.
We'll get to the Battle of the
Ravine. Bear. Will, what do you got here?
Virginia finally got their comeuppance last week against Wake. Finally, some balls just didn't bounce their way. Fumbles went to Wake, things like that. I think more of the same this week. There's some serious chaos scenarios in the ACC, as I'm sure you guys are aware of here. I think Duke wins this game, though.
Chaos AD, great album by Sepultura, by the way. You're a Sepultura guy, Jeff?
No.
Max Caballero, Brazilian hard, heavy metal band.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I heard Sammy is, though.
Chaos AD. No. Chaos AD is like one of the best lifting workout.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check it out.
Download it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Duke's making the playoff if they win out, right? Like, are we certain they are?
I think so. They'll be the ACC champ, but there's always that chance that they're behind. And I think Duke. I love Duke this week. A lot of people had UConn last week, and they were dead on, and Duke delivered. Basically a no-show defensively. Now, look, they didn't play well defensively the week before against Clemson, so maybe that's a concern. This number went from 6.5 to 4 the other day, so it's clear someone thinks Chandler Morris is playing. I don't think it matters. I think Duke wins big this week, Sammy.
To your point, they are betting it like he's healthy, and I just don't know that he is. I'm not trying to.
I was going to say, you need someone can someone please call in with that information?
I just wanted to do that again. I'm going to take this away from me.
I'll text Manny and see what he knows if you want.
I don't know. It just doesn't appear to me that he's doing anything at practice. And this is what we deal with in college football. Oh, he's practicing.
No.
Was he practicing or was he at practice?
Right.
And the quote I got was that nobody's breathing on him and nobody's going to hit him. And if the game was yesterday, he wasn't going to play. So I don't know, Jeff. I don't think he's anywhere near 100%, Chandler Morris. He took a tough hit. Mm-hmm. He's going to be, he's going to be a hit away from being out again. I don't like this for UVA. I think it's a tough injury. Is
this the game you think that the dog bear everyone's going to be on Virginia in this game?
Well, clearly they have been already. Yeah, I think this has dog with fleas.
It's
potential.
A cheap 4 on Duke for sure.
Yeah. How many times have we lost on Duke this year?
Too much.
Yeah,
too much.
The Illinois Duke game still makes me insane. Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna cost us the under 8.5 as well. So I was counting on either the SC or the Duke game, and Illinois survived both. So.
Those were the dog days of Bear Bets when we were all Illinois haters.
But we had Duke against Clemson, so that was okay, right?
Yeah.
And then last week, most people were against him. I don't think any of us bet Duke, did we?
No, I don't think so. So we're covered.
We're okay. We can still be pissed at him for the Illinois loss.
That was a bad one. Before we get to our 2-minute drill, Will, any other games you like? Anyone throw one out there for us?
I spend way too much time looking at the American Conference and the tiebreakers. Part of it is I got South Florida tickets, and I'm a South Florida guy. I got them to make the playoffs over 4-1. I think I texted you guys about that earlier in the season, week 2 or 3 or something, maybe before, right after the Miami game. I'm surprised 10.5, and Bear, our buddy Tim Murray was talking about this on VSiN. South Florida played North Texas. North Texas was favored by 2.5. North Texas, and that was middle of October, a month or so ago. North Texas played Navy. That line was 6.5. That was a couple weeks ago. That's 4. Okay, you make a little adjustments here or there. It's just hard to get to 10.5. I know there's some quarterback concerns there with Horvath, but it just seems like a very high number for a Navy team that can move the ball and score.
Yeah, I think the flip side of that is I don't think Navy can stop them at all. I think Navy has been overrated all year. I would lay it there. I have very little faith that Navy can stay in that game. I get very little faith that BC can stay in the game against Georgia Tech either. It's a BC. And when do BC and Oklahoma State play to determine the worst Power 4 team out there? 8-1, 1-9 or worse. There's only been 5 times since 1978 you've had a team 8-1 versus 1-9 or worse on the road. The 5 road teams won those games back combined 191-22 margin. So BC was a loser for us last week, Sammy. I hope they get absolutely drilled this week. And one of my favorite rivalries in college football is this week. Washita Baptist, I believe I said it. Washita, I believe is how it said.
Yeah.
Against Henderson State, the battle over the ravine down there in Arkadelphia. Little schools are literally right across this ravine. It's like a little more than a half a mile between the 2 schools. You get dressed in your own locker room. You walk across the street and you play the game. It's awesome.
What division of football is this?
2.
Okay, I'm looking at. I'm gonna while you talk, I might look up Bill Conley's ranking 1 through 766 to see where these teams are located. The problem is it's like on font 4, and I can't really see. I'm kind of curious. The handicap.
I got something up at the NCAA website for you.
The handicap for this game. All right, let's get to our favorite total of the week in the 2-minute drill. Will, I'll let you go first here.
Over 63.5 Air Force and UConn. Air Force has all sorts of issues in the secondary defending the pass. UConn quarterback quietly with like a 25 touchdown, 0 interception, like Madden numbers. The season he's put up has been incredible. I think this is 38-31 type of game. I actually think Air Force plus the points might not be a bad bet, but I'm going over here. Air Force UConn over 63.5. Bear, if you could just call out of work, if you're not doing anything Saturday, you come hang out. We can go up and watch this game.
I was gonna ask if you're going over to Torrential Field to watch.
No, I won't be. I'll be watching at home. Too many other games going on.
There are too many other games going on, and I mentioned the other game going on at that same time. My favorite total of the week, Notre Dame team total over 33.5. I think 38-45 is very much in play here. Maybe Sammy, Pitt can get a backdoor cover for you there, but I think Notre Dame, the number of stops that Pitt is going to get on Saturday is very, very minimal.
What about Pitt 38, ND 34?
There you go.
How about that, Bear?
A lot of Miami fans would like that.
Oh, you'd like that then too. I just
my wife wouldn't be very happy, so I might not like it as much as you think.
All right, let's go Texas and let's go Georgia over. This one has been bet up a bit. By the time you consume this podcast or watch this podcast, it will be higher. The 48.5s are mostly gone. Let's just call it 49 to be fair. If you want to give me 48.5, that's cool too. But I respect the move that's come in on the over, and I do think Arch is going to be just fine against this defense.
I like Wisconsin under 7.5 points. Indiana. How are they going to score?
That was beautiful last week when they had 0 passing yards in the first half.
Their punter
was so good.
Their punter was their leading.
It was awesome.
It was incredible. They scored 10 points last week. They scored 7 the week before, and 0-0.
Everything that we expected it was going to be, having Wisconsin plus the points last week. And it was a no sweat cover.
It was no sweat cover, and they're probably going to start the true freshman on the road to Indiana. Indiana had that scare.
Good luck.
Also, just if you listen to this in time, like Friday night. Oregon, Minnesota, it's not going over 43.5. This number makes no sense to me. The total, the number 25.5 doesn't make any sense. I think this game is like 23-13, and both teams just are happy that the game is over in the rain and cold and
as an Oregon fan, you like rooting for it to be like 23-13, just the psychology of it to be like, oh, well, Oregon struggled the week before SC comes to town. Look out, here comes SC.
No, the way with our injuries and offense, I don't care what we do in this game because I think that we're going to have a whole different offense against USC if Moore is back, and there's rumors that Stewart might be back. If they're both back, it's not even the same offense that we've been doing.
Is that an Oregon national title bet hint that I should?
We're not doing that, Bear. We're not going there. We're just not going there.
Okay, all right.
There are people in the industry that are sort of talking about them like Ohio State last year, sort of peaking at the right time.
12-1.
The important thing is like when you peak. I still think we're a little bit away from that. We have some
I would agree
deficiencies, and we're not Ohio State, and so please stop talking about that. All right, let's go with the underdog. They can win outright. Will, we'll start with you.
Give me TCU over BYU. I didn't even think BYU, even though they got just run out of the building by Texas Tech, I don't even think they played that bad. It's just Texas Tech is just a monster, especially in that building. But I just think TCU's got the better team. I think with their offense, they get it done. And I think, looking big picture, maybe Utah gets enough help. There's enough chaos in the Big 12. Cincinnati gets knocked off. BYU gets knocked off. And who knows? Maybe we get a Utah-Texas Tech rematch in the Big 12 title game. But I think TCU wins this game.
Arizona, I think, is live at historic Nippert Stadium this week in Cincinnati. Last time we saw the Bearcats, they got drilled by the Utes a couple weeks ago. Arizona is a team that is really overperformed, I think, this year. And the only, they really have been in every single game. They had BYU beat a couple of weeks back, couldn't finish, fumble luck, overtime, ridiculous non-cover. I think Arizona's live this week.
Vegas Rick came in and blasted Air Force plus 7.5. And
Okay.
then blasted it again at 7.
Now it's 6.5.
I'm just saying, nobody wants to bet Air Force here. And UConn just had the huge win over Duke. Nobody
Great
wants
spot.
to bet Air Force, so I will take them.
Air Force would be the only side you could play there for me.
I'm going to take Iowa. I don't love it. I might switch.
We just had a
I
conversation
might
about
switch. We put these in earlier. If I was allowed to switch, again, we haven't talked about yet, but we did text about, is Michigan State going to outright beat Penn State this weekend?
Oh, I like that one.
That's the thing. Like, you have to have, if you have any, if you've got any Penn State information, if you can tell us what's going on in the Penn State locker room, has the stamp been licked in the envelope and put in the mail after that last week?
I know enough people there.
Michigan State's terrible.
Maybe
Michigan
ask.
State
They're
terrible.
off a bye, at least. Michigan State, I believe, is off a bye.
Yes.
Maybe convince yourself that they bench Aiden Childs, I believe, correct?
Yes, they
Last
did.
time we saw them play, which I don't know what he's the best option they have. I guess when a Jonathan Smith's guy, but it's really more about
And he
Penn
benched
State.
him, which is telling you something.
It's more about like, is Penn State just completely and utterly dead after that game? A sleepy spot here. So I'm going to take Iowa and Penn State. I'm taking two teams.
Let's see by the end of the show if we can get him on USC. This is my challenge. See if I can get him on the other side to flip on the game.
Oh, I hate. Oh, jeez, I just don't like it. Will, it is what it is. All right, Will. Appreciate you joining us as usual. A lot of fun. Have a great weekend.
Always fun, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back for our best bets. Before getting to our best bets, Bear, update on your college football contest, since you claim that I jinx you every week, but
You
I do
did
not.
last week. You did.
How did I jinx you last week? We had a winner. We had 5-2.
Yeah, no, I went 4-3 last week in
I
the
went
contest
5-2.
because Auburn was put on this earth
Brutal.
to just hurt people,
Yeah.
and Auburn hurt me bad.
I'm
I
sorry.
had Colorado plus the 6, missed
Oh, that
extra
was bad.
missed
That was
extra
bad,
point.
yeah.
So I should have gotten 1.5 out of that. Instead, I got nothing. And to make matters worse, the
Yeah.
leader had Vandy and West Virginia.
Okay.
So that was a 3.5 point swing there.
Oh.
So I am I did not lose any ground. I'm still 3 points back out of
Okay.
first. I am currently solo 4th though, after that tie got kind of
Yeah.
broken up last week. So 3 points out of first in the Super Bowl contest, 4th place. And then ironically enough, in the VSiN Friday Football Challenge, one of my former colleagues, guy who we used to work at ESPN with and played deck hockey with for years and years and years, he is now leading the contest by 0.5 point over me. He went 6-1 this week, 5-2 the week before, like 5-2 the week before, like hit all of his best bets. So he's got a 0.5 point on me. So long way to go there.
We'll make it back on these best bets.
We will. We'll be good. Mentioned Duke already, minus the 4 against Virginia. To echo Sammy thought, I'm not sold Chandler Morris is going to play, and if he can play, how good he's going to be. I think it's a good spot for Manny Diaz and the Blue Devils, who can get to the SEC championship game. It is in their hands. Arizona plus the 6.5 on the road against Cincinnati, like I had mentioned earlier in the show. And then one that I haven't mentioned yet, Mississippi State plus 7. This is a game that, look, the Bulldogs for the first time all year were a no-show last week against Georgia, but Missouri, no Bo Prabula, no Brett Norfleet. The tight end is probably still out again. He still got a chance at the bowl. He one more win. You got to get this week at Missouri or Thanksgiving weekend against the Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl. I think their better opportunity is here this week. Missouri is a team right now, for what we saw against Alabama to the team they are now, completely different team. So Mississippi State plus the 7, my third.
I love to see that on your list because it's on my list.
Oh,
too.
beautiful.
Mississippi State plus 7. I was very happy to see that. I'm curious too. The bets in the YouTube have been hot. Like listeners are commenting and leaving their best bets. They've been pretty good.
Good.
So keep those coming too. Mississippi State plus 7. I'm going to fall on the sword here. I'm flipping on Notre Dame because I think the hog is too fat right now, and I think they're going to win, obviously. But
no, they're going to win the national title. They're going to be the number 1 seed in the playoffs, Sammy.
It's such a big number. It's such a big number for me. I like Texas. I think they could win outright. Took 6.5. And I believe in the phone, the power of the phone. I trust the sources down there. I think this could get ugly. 42-17, 48-17. Florida stinks. Thank you, Bear. Put them out of their misery.
You staying? Lane's staying in Oxford.
Lay it with Ole Miss.
Can that phone tell me whether I should waffle on my Iowa wager? Can let me know? We're going to do it. We're sticking with it.
You're pot committed.
7.
You don't even like this bet anymore.
No, I hate it. I hate it with all my fiber. I don't care. We're going to do it anyways. It only took 45 minutes to talk me out of it. I like Illinois minus 14.5 against Maryland. I don't know what Maryland's at right now. 2 straight big blowout losses, including one against Rutgers this past weekend. They're on the road here. Illinois off a bye. They're fresh. They're just much better. Maryland can rush the passer, but I don't trust this here. And I'm going to back Washington here off a very embarrassing loss. I just hated it so much. They lost to Wisconsin last weekend. They're back at home. They are infinitely better at home. Like there's not even they're a different team at home this season. They score a ton of points. They play much better on defense. And Purdue, just what is Purdue in this spot? I don't love it. The only thing I worry about is where's Washington's head at. Their coach is probably somewhere else in a couple weeks. Maybe that phone will let us know here after Thanksgiving. But I still like Washington to take care of business here in Seattle.
Yeah, it will probably similar to that Washington-Illinois game that we saw a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I'm with you. Washington home, Washington road.
Different teams.
Is completely different. Could be live a couple of weeks.
No, we're not doing that. Jed might stay in at the Rose Bowl after UCLA next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make a phone call there. But appreciate everybody again watching YouTube, FS1. Rate, review, subscribe, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for Will Hill for kicking around again this week. Jeff, for Sammy, I'm Bear. Less you bet, more you lose when you win.